Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Hannah. This is Mythic Mashup, and today I am coming at you with my very first pick a card reading for YouTube. So I've been an intuitive tarot reader for about 5 years now, but this is the first time that I am uploading to this channel pick a card reading for you all. So here are your options. First, we have the Empress. This is from the Dream Visions Tarot, and it's in combination with this clear quartz stone. Pile 2 is the Ace of Wands. This is from Maya Land's Collage Tarot. She is on Instagram as the Artistic Side of Life. That will be linked down below as well. And then we are pairing it with a raw chrysocolla stone. And then pile number 3. This is the 5 of Hearts from the Sistine Tarot. This is from Rose Bay Tarot on Instagram, and again, that'll be linked down below. And then we also have chrysocolla for this this pile here, this card here, but we have a polished stone instead. So take your time choosing your pile. As I said, this is my first reading on YouTube, so admittedly we do start out a little bit choppy in pile number 1, but we do get there eventually, so bear with me if you do end up choosing that pile. But, you know, like I said, we do get there in the end, and I do eventually hit a stride, and I am excited to keep making tarot readings for you. So I am a deck creator as well as an intuitive tarot reader. So if you enjoy my take on tarot, I invite you to check out my socials down below, see some of the art that I have made for my upcoming tarot deck. It's going to be called the Mythic Mashup Tarot, and it is a collage deck, just like a couple of these ones here, but of course with my own unique take on it. In addition to artwork, I do also write personal essays for some of the major arcana cards, as well as curate some playlists for some of those major arcana cards as well. And I've been working on a few guided meditations. So we're really just getting started here, but this is a passion project that I'm putting my full force behind, and I am excited to see where it goes. So I hope you join me for that journey. Give me a like, follow, subscribe, comment if my reading has hit you, and I look forward to seeing you in your pile and for any future readings that you choose to join me for. So thank you all for coming, and go ahead and pause the video here if you need some more time, but I'm just going to go ahead and get started on your readings. Okay. Hello, pile number 1. I'm going to go ahead and clear the energy. Get a fresh start here. So if you chose the Empress from the Dream Visions Tarot deck, or the polished clear quartz crystal, this is going to be your reading. All right. So diving right in, this is going to be a reading about a significant relationship. Although I feel it is a relationship that is internal. In terms of some clarifying cards for the whole reading, we have Pisces, and the 7th house for your astrology cards. And with those coming out together, 7th house again is going to indicate relationships, one-on-one kind of partnerships, that sort of thing. But Pisces is very much about transcending our physical limitations and moving into a realm of pure consciousness. So although relationships are kind of centered here with the 7th house, might not be literal, might be more of a relationship you have with yourself, within yourself, or even just the concept of relationships. So in terms of clarifiers for the whole reading, we do also have in our Lenormand here, and yes, I know it's a little controversial to include Lenormand and tarot together. We have the ship and the letter. So this is a reading that kind of centers on some sort of adventure, some sort of journey, undertaking that you are about to embark on, or maybe you are just starting off embarking on with the Page of Pentacles here, as well as communication. And that could also, 7th house, that's going to be your Libra house. Libra air is very much about relationship. I mean, again, we went over 7th house being relationship, but very much in terms of the zodiac. Any air sign is going to explore the social aspect, specifically through communication. And through the sharing of information. So as well as this being sort of a space where you are transcending some level of consciousness, you are also undertaking a journey that has to do with your communication, or just communication in general. You also have the turtle here, and the mask, which we'll get into in a little bit here. But first of all, this undertaking that you are embarking upon, or have started to embark upon, is brimming with potential. That you're going to see that with the Empress being your significator. It's all about potential, and having been nurturing this like level of and so Empress and the Queen of Wands together, to me this speaks to a potential of creativity, potential of action, passion. Queen of Wands can be a very active character, but in this case I believe most of her passion and inspiration is going to be a little more on the contained side, a little bit more received but not necessarily acted upon. And that is because threshold is clarifying the Queen of Wands down here. So there is going to be kind of in your recent past, or maybe this is the energy you are in currently and you are going to be stepping out of, you are receiving a lot of ideas, a lot of creativity, a lot of, you know, downloads in the active sense, if you will. But you have yet to really cross that threshold, or you have just crossed the threshold of starting to take action on them. And that's, you have the Page of Pentacles in the center here, as well as the Eight of Pentacles. So I don't think there's been zero action. I do believe that you have been working pretty hard, actually, but in more of an earthly sense. And it looks like you have been working with spirit, with your intuition. And you can probably hear my cat over there. He's making an appearance. I may have to stop him from eating a plant, so excuse me if I disappear for a second. But so there has been action taken in a physical, material sense. Hold on, he's getting into all sorts of trouble. Mr. Boy, it's not yours. That man is a thief. He's a thief. We may need to kick him out of the room in a second, but we will see. So, this potential isn't solely just received. You have been starting to act upon it. The Eight of Pentacles implies that you've been putting in quite a bit of diligence. And Pentacles definitely is more material, but with Spirit being your clarifier, it could be material work for your, again, kind of transcendence of consciousness. You could have been putting in a lot of work to repair your relationship with yourself and move from one state of consciousness into another, just like this woman is kind of floating, swimming forward into a new state of being. I am gonna kick the cat out. Give me one moment. Come here, baby boy. You little troublemaker. I love you. Okay, I hate to do it. I hate to do it, but it must be done. Okay, so all of this work that you have been putting into this transcendence of this, maybe this relationship, either that or you are transitioning into a better relationship with self, basically something to do with a new journey forward. Could be connecting to a new person, forming a new partnership, or like I said, I think in a lot of cases it is going to be more metaphorical. It is going to be more of a relationship that is reflected inward, something that you are working on your relationship with internally. You are kind of at a new beginning with it, and I believe this new state of consciousness that you are in, this new journey that you are starting, is to just be. This card, being, speaks of presence and allowing yourself just to exist without pressure or like focusing too much on the past or the present or the future. You do want to focus on the present. That is this whole idea. This is this new beginning that the Page of Pentacles is starting, embarking upon. And it is very much a beginning. You have a lot of potential, but it really seems like this is something that is starting out. And actually it could be after a period of stagnancy with the turtle in reverse here. The turtle, you know, does have the wisdom to move slowly forward, but in its reverse position, it can be moving so slowly that it is at a halt. It's just not making forward progress at all. So this new transition of just being is something that you're gonna have to be slow and patient with, but you don't want to, and I'm actually going to flip it over so that we don't stay in that energy. Something that you are gonna have to be slow and patient with, but you don't want to be so patient with the unfolding that you are just not moving forward at all. And the reason you maybe have not been moving forward is because you feel a little discontent with, discontent, or feel like maybe you had a wish that was left unfulfilled. Nine of Cups is typically a card of wish fulfillment, of contentment, of satisfaction. But there is something unfathomable, that's this clarifier down here, that has been keeping you in a state of discontent. So when I say it's something unfathomable, I think it's maybe the unfathomable, especially with being in the Page of Pentacles here and that theme of presence. You've been in this state maybe of trying to predict what is ultimately unpredictable, trying to focus on either the future or the past and not in this being in the present. And this is something I feel like you're moving out of, unfathomable dissatisfaction, not being able to really predict what is going to happen. It is something that you are moving out of. You are firmly in this new beginning, but I think there has been this maybe hope that some sort of wish will have been granted by now, or you have been focusing on the ways that you're not satisfied in the moment, and currently you are being called into really fully embracing this potential of this new beginning and taking a step forward into this new adventure. And you are being asked to make sure that you have a balanced emotional state during that time with the King of Cups here, as well as the hidden. The King of Cups really, to me, speaks of emotional mastery and being able to let emotions come and go, but not let them completely overtake you. And just kind of letting things flow naturally while still being in control. King of Cups knows that you can't fully control this flow of emotion as it comes towards you, but you can allow it to come in, tell it when to leave, basically, like be a good host for these emotions. Don't let them overstay their welcome, and don't completely shut them out as well. And I think there's been a lot of emotion wrapped up into this idea of what you can't currently determine, of the hidden, the unfathomable, these things that aren't currently something that you can clearly see, something that is predictable, that is maybe a hole where, yeah, you're feeling a little bit unsatisfied. There's a lot of emotion wrapped up in this concept of what isn't currently in your reality. And you know, it's causing this feeling of dissatisfaction, and you're really being asked to move into presence instead. And that's really, I really feel like it's less about a specific relationship, partnerships, and more about that relationship with yourself. Of or, you know, it could be wrapped up in this thing that you were wishing for, this thing that you are kind of wrapped up in emotionally is related to a relationship that you have, or that you don't have, that you wish would have manifested. If it's a relationship that is in your life, it could be that you are starting a new cycle of just being present with this person. It's going to be a new adventure, and you are able to communicate a little more clearly. Oh, and the mask, we haven't even gotten to, but the mask, I think, ties into that letter, to this kind of creative potential and the work that you've been doing. There's an element of needing to be a little bit more authentic, and that does connect to this presence and being. You're not really able to be and be in the present and kind of connect to this spiral of life if you are constantly in this state of being unseen. There's a little bit of thematic connection to, like, at least with this card, this element of being unseen, of having something that is hidden in the way that you're approaching the world. But also, I think you're being asked to communicate clearly, maybe with yourself or maybe with another person, and take off your mask, step into this ship, and embrace your new beginning of patience and presence, and start to act on this creative potential instead of just moping, really. And that's maybe a little bit of a harsh word, but moping isn't exactly what I'm getting at. More so just sitting in your own dissatisfaction and wondering what could be different. And yeah, that's really, I mean, it's repeated. We've got over here some bottom of the deck energy. You have on the Lenormand, the paths reversed. And again, I know Lenormand reversals are a whole other subject. But really, I feel like with it in the reverse position, it's maybe this conception of you having taken the path not traveled, or you're over focused on other paths that you could be taken instead of really connecting to this potential right here. And again, this could be about yourself, your own relationship with self, and the way that you express and work and exist in the world. Or, you know, it could be maybe about a personal relationship where you are focused on other paths that you haven't taken, and it's keeping you from not being being present in your current relationship right now. Five of Swords is on the bottom of the deck for the tarot, and again, very much about moving forward from something. Kind of implies that there's some past energy wrapped up in here, along as well as with the paths untraveled, that paths reversed. You know, it could be this wish fulfillment or lack of wish fulfillment, or this thing that you're very emotionally wrapped up in is something that is in the past. It's not necessarily that you are focusing on what could happen in the future, what could become unhidden eventually. It could be something that, yeah, it's like a potential that an option you didn't take, and it's focusing on this thing that ultimately you're not going to know what happened if you had taken it. You can kind of imagine, you can kind of over focus and keep like looking back on it and wonder, but you are never actually going to be able to fathom what maybe would have happened if you had taken that path. Again, with a specific person, or even just something else to do with the self. This is my pile. For me, I feel like it speaks to career a little bit. There is some personal relationships wrapped up in it. It's more about what they represent rather than anything that is like this whole reading isn't specifically about one relationship. There's maybe some stuff wrapped up in it that affects my relationships, but it is more about me embracing a new way of being in this world. Again, being, that's this card that really centers this whole reading. And really, these two cards together are lovely. The Page of Pentacles and being. I think the biggest thing here to remember is that it is going to be a journey. This is maybe a start. It's a beginning, but it is not, you're not going to necessarily have your complete wish fulfillment immediately. it's going to be slow and steady. Slow and steady patience is going to be needed. But I think it'll be ultimately really rewarding. And as far as the other, and that's with the Archetypes deck here, Kairos in reverse here, yeah, that's very much speaking to patience being necessary here. Patience in the process, surrendering to allowing the timing of things to start to unfold naturally in the present rather than over focusing on the potential of what could be. Instead, focus on the potential of what you can do in the moment, and to really enjoy life. Like this Page of Pentacles, there's so much joy in this card. The colors, this kind of idea of new life, and the way she's holding it up over her head, gorgeous. On the bottom of the deck, in my astrology deck here, we have the 5th house. So again, kind of hearkening back to that creative potential that the Queen of Wands and the Empress have. You really want to embrace your creativity in this moment. Maybe you know, ground your creativity more so than use it to imagine things that are ultimately just keeping you stuck in this place of dissatisfaction, not satisfaction. And then your final 2 bottom of the deck cards, you have Release, and this is the Supra Oracle. It's your clarifying deck. So again, this is something that you are letting go of, this dissatisfaction, and you're moving more into a place of presence, stepping onto the ship, as it were. And then you have the Dragon reversed as well in your Animal Spirit deck, where the turtle came from. And with that card, I really feel like keeping yourself in this state of over focus on what could have been or what hasn't come about yet is keeping you from accessing the real like potential of the dragon. The dragon is really truly about being the best version of yourself that you can be, embracing your individuality fully. But with it reversed, it's like there's that blockage of over focus on all the paths you didn't take, when right now in the present moment you are able to embrace your creativity, move forward, take steady constant action, and really improve your relationship with yourself before you just kind of waste more time over focusing on what hasn't happened or what didn't happen or what could happen. Just be in the present and enjoy this journey forward, where you're being a more authentic, powerful, creative you. And I'm going to finish up your reading today with one of these little quotes, something to leave you on. Will and energy sometimes prove greater than either genius or talent or temperament. Yeah. Take your will and energy and put it into something useful. You can have all the genius and talent, and you can be the best person in the world, but if you don't use your will to actually enact it, it's ultimately not going to matter. And if you feel really called out, know that I am right there with you. That's why I'm taking this step, one thing at a time, slow and steady. So best of luck to you, Pile 1. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the description for specifics about each of these decks, as well as some art of my own. I am a deck creator myself. I am currently working on my first tarot deck. It is collage themed, so especially if you like these astrology cards, check it out. I'm also going to be writing personal essays, diving into the major arcana in the traditional tarot in greater detail, applying it to my life, making playlists. Really, just if you're interested in tarot, please check it out. See what I'm doing, see if it resonates, and yeah, I hope I will see you later. Bye-bye. Okay, hi pile 3, or sorry, pile 2. Maybe you should watch pile 3 as well, just with that slip up in there. We're just gonna clear the energy. Oh, hold on. Taking a while to light, which, look, I've already looked at your pile. It's kind of thematic. Okay, here we go. Okay, pile 2. So if you chose the Ace of Wands or the Raw Chrysocolla, I think that's how you say that, this is your pile. So, all right, Spirit is coming through loud and clear with this one. I'm gonna try to keep it well, okay, let me just dive in. So the gist of this is that you are maybe ignoring a calling a little bit, or not even that, but you have been, at least, and this is a call to dive in. So let's just start at the beginning. Your first tarot card is going to be the 5 of Pentacles, and it is clarified by desire. So yearning, limits, or upraises. So, okay, right off the bat, you have been in this energy of really feeling a lack, and this is kind of in regards to a feeling of direction, but also definitely finances or material abundance is involved. The pentacles in general, and you have a lot of pentacles in your spread here, have to do with the material. So with the 5 starting off, you have kind of been in this mindset. This is like your recent past of feeling a lack in your material resources. But you are hoping to be moving into the 10 of Cups. And I think it's important here to note that the 10 of Cups is not part of the Cups, is not part of the Pentacles. So you have this and the Wands from the 8 of Wands over here as kind of the lone standout different suits in your whole spread here. There's a lot of Pentacles, but the direction that you're heading, direction being the clarifier for the 10 of Cups here, is the 10 of Cups. So I think there's both this desire to move into this emotional fulfillment with the 10 of Cups. Definitely emotional fulfillment is highlighted here as the direction you are moving in, or that you are wanting to move in. It says the time for debate is over, and with this imagery of her kind of walking upward, it's like you are definitely moving that way, coming from this more dark period of feeling this lack, wanting money, wanting material resources, but coming up a little short. And with the desire card, it's interesting because desire usually I think is depicted in a way that is more, a little friendlier, I guess. I don't know if you can really see the artwork. A little less yeah, dark, a little less shadowy. It doesn't feel quite as heavy as this card. But with this card, and you know, the little yearning limits or upraises, there's very much this feeling of your desire maybe holding you back from this transition space into your ultimate happiness. And that could be because you are over focusing on the lack, the feeling of lack in your finances currently. But the good news is you picked the Ace of Wands as your significator. So there is this passionate new beginning that has started or will shortly start, something that is underway currently. You're not currently, well, it's a little up for debate where you are in this process, but this is sort of your near past. This is the wanting this fulfillment but feeling lack, being in this lack mindset. This is either something you are currently in or something you have recently come out of, but you are moving forward in this energy. And the next card, your center card, and actually she is moving towards this card as well in the direction card down here. So ultimately, the Ten of Pentacles is going to be tied in with your emotional fulfillment. I really, with the centered placement of it in this spread, I really feel, and again, that kind of angle that she's walking towards, with the direction card down here. Ten of Pentacles, material stability, abundance, that is able to be shared and spread throughout your family. That is definitely in your future should you choose to go after your emotional fulfillment. But there is a caution here, with projection being the what's the word? The clarifier for this card. There is a caution to not get too caught up in the idea of this, the Ten of Pentacles, because that is in part where this lack mindset is coming from, is getting caught up in the projection of what this Ten of Pentacles can look like, what it might entail, kind of a weird ear thing. That's a confirmation. Getting caught up in the idea of the Ten of Pentacles is keeping you from actually moving forward towards it, because you are really stuck in the kind of zone of imagining rather than acting. This is really similar to the first pile, and actually Page of Pentacles showed up in both, so if you are feeling called to watch that, I would recommend doing so. It's a little bit gentler than this one. I think in part, the spread clarifying cards all come from the same deck, but I used a different tarot deck and a different clarifying deck. So that might have something to do with it. But in general, the energy is a little less in your face. This one has some things to say for sure. But both kind of had this theme of getting too caught up in the idea of what could be and kind of losing your momentum in the in your current reality. And I think it's interesting that the Page of Pentacles here is also looking towards this Ten of Pentacles, this ultimate kind of goal that maybe there's been over focus on. There's so much focus on this Ten of Pentacles when really it might be kind of wrapped up in illusion. It says, illusions are enticing but not true. I think it's important to note that really your ultimate goal is emotional fulfillment. It's cups rather than pentacles, but pentacles seem to be the thing that you were focusing on, which is causing this lack mindset to pop up. But with the Page of Pentacles, there is the clarifier is symmetry here. It says there's always a third way. So in this deck, this card kind of, it corresponds to the moment of needing to take a leap without knowing what the outcome is. And the guidebook actually, it talks about a coin having two sides, and when it is spinning, the important part is making a guess about what is going to happen rather than what side it ends up landing on. And with the Page of Pentacles here, that's just too perfect. He's holding his pentacle, he's ready to take a bet and move forward into a new, like, new grounded approach. But the outcome is not the important part. It's more with symmetry about taking that step forward. Let me read it. Hold on 1 second. Hold, please. I will read it if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay, so symmetry. A coin spins in perfect symmetry. What side it lands on is less important than making the guess. The dissonance of taking a leap without seeing the landing is where the answer lies. So again, this Page of Pentacles here it's calling you to spin the coin per se, and to take a chance with this new material beginning, that a new material beginning. And actually, this beginning is going to have a lot to do with really who you are on an intrinsic personal level. You have Aries here, you have Aquarius, both signs that have a lot to do with individualizing and really stepping into your power on an individual level. It's taking advantage of what is unique about you. And I really think that you know what this is, because there is a lot of imagery here. Well, first of all, because you have the Ace of Wands, there is an idea of something brewing that puts you into this Aquarius, Aries kind of energy. But also because kind of on the flip side, there is a lot of imagery about you not taking this opportunity, at least not yet. You have the Gentleman, in this case, kind of corresponding to the masculine part of you, the part that is active, and the Ring, both in reverse for your Lenormand up here. There's an opportunity to make a commitment to action, to moving forward, but as of right now, you're not taking it. Same thing with down here. You are maybe, in this deck, the Panther has to do with sort of removing your shadow aspects, removing the parts of you that are holding you back. And then the Phoenix, a little more of a universal sign of kind of starting anew from the ashes of what was what previously was. So maybe something has ended. You know, it could be related to this over focus on lack. So it could be something physical. There are a lot of pentacles here, but it could also just be a concept that you've been holding on to. Especially because a lot of the rest of this is about sort of your internal self. So, and they're really laying it on thick over here with the bottom of the deck energy. In the tarot, you have a Judgment reversed, and this card is really imposing in its interpretation of judgment. You can't miss it, that you are being called to do something. But with the reversal, you might not be taking that call. And again, you have a commitment available, you have this new spark available, but you aren't necessarily taking it. You're not necessarily rising from the ashes quite yet. But it is definitely encouraging you to do so, because if you do, things are going to start moving really fast. So that is your final card. It's the Eight of Wands. One of the more simple messages in the minor arcana of just fast movement. If you take this Page of Pentacles, maybe stop looking at this concept of what you want the future to look like, and more so ride with your passion. And bottom of the deck for the Archetypes deck here is Eros. Again, this idea of passion, of desire, but in a more active way rather than maybe where it has been. And it kind of came out like sideways. So I think there's maybe this transition here of your desire, your passion has been kept inside, because you've been over focused on what isn't quite here yet, rather than actually taking the action and rising from the ashes and stepping forward. So it is going to happen very quickly. If you do, it is inevitable, as the clarifier has shown us, but it might not happen right away. And that our last clarifier for the spread is Kairos. It is the card of divine timing, basically, of things falling into place when they should, how they should. It's not really up to you necessarily, but there is an indication of it moving quickly. It just might not come right away. You're not going to get to the 10 right away when you're starting out as the page. So whatever this calling is, and I think it has something to do with communication, with the third house here, as well as the chrysocolla is a stone that helps with clear communication. I think they're, and it could be different for everyone, because again, it's very Aquarius and Aries, very much about being an individual, following the calling that only you have. Once you do that, you are moving into this space of the 10s. You just kind of have to let go of feeling lack, step into your passion, and then things are going to start to move forward quickly. There may be some destruction involved. You know, this the card of inevitability in this deck seems to be also related to death. So, you know, in a traditional tarot reading, death is about transformation. You also have over here Scorpio as the bottom of the deck for this astrology deck. More personal transformation, letting go of the old so you can step into the power that you know you have. But it requires maybe letting go of some of your old ideas, this concept of lack, this desire for something without taking steps towards it. And going on with Kairos, oh, and then, yeah, we also have Elephant reversed. Again, this concept of destruction, needing to remove some things, some beliefs, some patterns, from some parts of self in order to step into this more, in order to upright justice and answer the call, release this view of the past and this over focus on what you don't have, what could be, and move forward into this new start. Again, this is very similar to the first pile. You might want to check that one out, only if you feel called to. Again, more bottom of the deck energy over here. You have the tree reversed in the Lenormand. Not everyone takes reversals in Lenormand, I'm aware, but that is how I'm reading. And it's a lack of growth. It's a lack of stability because the tree hasn't been able to grow yet. And in order for it to grow, you really have to take the action. You got to step into this and commit to taking action by being your most authentic self. But going along with the fact that, you know, you're not going to be able to game the timing. It's going to happen when it happens. You have mystery. So there is an element of surprise of, again, you can't get too focused on the outcome when ultimately there's a part of it that is going to be mysterious, elusive. Ultimately, like you can't know, really. All you can focus on is being yourself in the moment and stepping into the passion that you know you have. Stepping, like, really answering the calling. You have Knight of Pentacles underneath Judgment, by the way. So again, it shows movement forward from the page, but it is slow, steady movement. It is not necessarily, well, it could be pretty quick. It might seem to go by quick, or at least you're going to quickly get this passion, but it is going to still take small material steps and time to get to the 10. But you will get there. It's inevitable. This card, though, also I think speaks to not, like, it's inevitable that you get there if you take action, if you continue to push forward, you know, throw your wands forward. But there's also an inevitability to your time running out. And with the kind of death imagery in this card, I think there is really a call to get on it. Step forward. And again, I thought the last pile was my pile, and it was. This is a similar message. It's a little more in your face if you're feeling called out. I am too. So at least know you're not alone here. But look, the thing about it is you're cool. Look at this guy. You're sick as hell. Both Aquarius and Aries are leaders. Their charisma and individuality is what makes them really great. So embrace that part of you. You are cool. You have great ideas. You can do it. Just be prepared for more of a long haul. Keep moving forward with passion. Don't focus on what you don't currently have, because you're heading there anyway, and it'll happen when it's meant to. And yeah, that is my message for you. Let me draw one more card for you. Oh, came up right away. As we work to create light for others, we naturally light our own way. There you go. Small steps, small forward steps are going to get you there quickly, but you can't focus on the ending because you don't know what it's going to look like. And you won't until you choose to step into your power and move forward. Little by little, it will become apparent. So, wait, let me pull that out. There we go. That's what I'm going to leave you with. Thank you, Pile 2. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Share with anyone else you think might help. Again, check out Pile 1, and I did mention Pile 3 at the beginning, so that there might be a message in there for you as well. If you are interested in following me, I do also have artwork. I'm currently working on a collage-based tarot deck. You can see I have a lot of collage decks at my disposal as well. I'm a big fan. But check out mine. They're all a little bit different. That's what makes them great. Mine is called the Mythic Mashup Tarot. You can follow me on Instagram. Check the description below. And if you need information about any of these decks, that is also going to be in the description. Yeah, I also do more. I make playlists. I write personal essays, do meditations. Really, just if you're interested in tarot, check me out. And I hope I will see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hi guys. Pile number 3. All right. Just clearing the energy. All right. Okay, hi babes. So, I feel like you've been through the ringer a little bit. Oh yes, pile number 3. So if you chose the 5 of Hearts, which in this deck is the 5 of Cups, or the Chrysocolla, the polished Chrysocolla, this is your pile. So, all right, diving right in with your tarot. Your past is the Page of Swords. So there was something that started. You began something. You had an idea, and you've taken some action on it. You at least have put some significant thought into it. Yeah, I think it's maybe more that you have put a lot of thought into it. Because swords are mental energy, and there isn't really a lot of grounding in this reading. There is the 4 of Coins in the center here, which I will get to. But in general, this seems to be more of an internal thing than anything else. You had this idea, but I believe that you are a little adverse to taking a risk. You've got risk, yeah, risk reversed in your clarifying position here with the Page of Swords. So either that, or you did start something and it didn't pay out. You took a risk on this thing and you didn't get the result that you wanted. And maybe it was a risk that you didn't want to make in the first place. And doing this kind of has just taking this risk and not getting what you wanted from it has sort of been a tough journey. So after that, you have the 10 of Swords. So again, you've kind of been through the ringer with it. You've gotten to this place where you just have to completely surrender to things that haven't worked out in your favor. You have secrets in reverse here. So I think it's possible. Oh, there's a hair. We got it. I think it's possible that whatever this beginning was could be in communicating something to someone. There was a lot that was kept from you. I heard affair. I'm hearing affair. If this relates to a relationship, it doesn't have to. but whatever this new beginning was that you took a risk on, or that you've been afraid to take a risk on, the weight of it has really like been a burden. It's gotten to a place where you have to just almost completely give up, you know. And with the imagery here, there's that backstabbing with secrets in reverse. I really feel like there's some sort of betrayal at play. Some sort of betrayal. It could be spiritual, but really when it gets down to it, you began something and it didn't work, and you feel betrayed because of it, and that's hard. This is a burden on you. You can tell just through the heaviness of these cards here, and because in the center of your reading you have the Four of Coins. So Four of Coins, I'm feeling a lot of throat chakra ickiness as well, and there's some, well, the chrysocolla is a stone of communication. You got all the swords energy, secrets being kept, again, something being kept, something that wasn't expressed. Four of Coins, though, you have, and being clarified by decision, you have made a decision to hold on to what you have, to keep yourself kind of, you know, she's like isolated on this rock, kind of floating in space, being defensive. The Four of Coins, like, I sort of feel like, you know, it can be about holding your resources in more of a wise way, but with this, in this spread, it really feels like you're on the defense. You don't feel safe, and so you are holding on to what kind of remains after this betrayal, in order to just be safe on your own. And this really could be a love situation, with the hearts as the suit in this deck. The Lovers is here. You got elements of a betrayal. Doesn't have to be, but if that's resonating with you, probably for a reason. So you are in this place of defense and you're trying to move on. That is your significator, is the Five of Hearts, the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups usually actually doesn't really, it's more about being in regret. But in this deck, and specifically, it seems like there is also an element of moving on from it. You know, in the traditional tarot deck, it's you have your 3 broken cups and then your 2 full cups. Oh, and actually that might be it, is that these 3 people moving away are representative of your 3 broken cups. Something has left. Something or someone has left your life, and it hurt, and you're still staring at it. Staring at it and holding on to, I think, you know, maybe your heart in this case. We have the rose imagery everywhere. You know, the rose can correspond with yeah, love, sensuality, sexuality. And you also, up here, you have the Lady and the Bear reversed. Not everyone reads reversals in Lenormand or you know, combines it with tarot and oracle, but that's part of how I read. And in this case, to me, the Lady doesn't necessarily mean, it could be you if you're a feminine feminine energy, but I think it's more so about your ability to receive, to be receptive. So again, you're in this kind of more defensive state. And with the bear reversed here, I think there's maybe an overprotectiveness. Like you're in this state where your ability to receive is being overprotected. It's being smothered. The bear can have to do with like a maternal energy, and the negative aspect of the bear is, or of the bear, but also of the mother is smothering, is not allowing things to grow. And if you kind of step out of this energy and align yourself with the lovers, again, could be literal, could be a new person, but really it just means aligning yourself with your values, and making choices that reflect your values. And I really get the sense that you are a very creative person. You have the creator here. Yeah, I'm getting confirmation, ear ringing. Creator here, but it's reversed. So this kind of this nurturance, because you're talking feminine energy here. This nurturance of life, this ability to create, to mold your potential and make it into something new, it's impaired by this defensive position, this isolation that you're in. But you can, like, you know, Spirit wants you to know that it is safe to move forward into a place of love, making choices from love, and being enthusiastic about love again, and enthusiastic about your ability to create in this world. And again, this could be, you know, creating in a relationship, within a relationship, building something and making choices. The lovers, you know, it really boils down to love being a choice. Love is something that you actively choose to do every day by figuring out what's important to you and acting in a way that aligns with that. But right now, there's a lack of action because of this past, and you know, I don't blame you. But the thing is, whatever happened here was karmic, and that's this idea of the eagle here is about, hold on one second, I get a little sip of water. The eagle, it's really a sign in this deck, at least, that you are clearing karma, or you have, or you will kind of go through the karmic ringer, so to speak, in order to get into this energy of mastery. And that can be an uncomfortable process. It is not fun. Obviously, it hasn't been fun. But the thing is that going through this has been something that is allowing you to learn and to rebalance and to be a better version of yourself, be a better creator, and to spiritually evolve. On the bottom of the deck, in your astrology deck here, you have the 12th house, spiritual transcendence. It's aligning with your consciousness in its pure form. It's being spiritually connected and understanding the patterns of your life. I think there's an element of whatever this was over here. you know, you have the clover reversed. It was bad luck to an extent, but it was also caused by your impulsiveness. And maybe that's the lesson, is some of this is good. Some of this defensiveness is good. It allows you to come from a place of really solidifying what is important to you and acting from that, rather than jumping into something maybe wholeheartedly. With the swords can be really fast-paced, quick movement, and the page isn't quite as quick and impulsive as the Knight of Swords, but swords in general, that is, you know, that's part of the element of that suit. And that could be what your karma is understanding that you do need a little bit of this energy, of this Four of Coins, of this defensiveness, this holding on to you, who you are, your resources. But it's also safe to step away from that. And if you do, kind of rounding out the reading is the Moon and generosity. So you're not really supposed to know what will happen. Not really supposed to know. The Moon is when things aren't clear. And, you know, there might be almost like a fear involved in moving into this energy. But you don't need to be afraid of this mystery. This is here for you. It's here to allow things to play out with generosity for you. And it also relates almost to that kind of spiritual transformation. It's there's an aspect of it that is unknown because it's unknowable. Because it is about the unseen transformation that you're going through. And yeah, I think there's an acknowledgement that, like, this has been tough. You've been in a tough spot, but ultimately you are the creator. Bottom of the deck, you have is it Magus? Magus? This is the Magician in this deck, and again, there's that theme of being the creator of your reality. And maybe you needed to learn some lessons along the way, but they're over now. You don't have to be in this Five of Cups energy. You can move forward with love and know when to give and when to take, and be receptive, but also be generous and be passionate and explore a little bit more. You're just doing it now from a place where you are coming from safety, from making sure you are prioritizing your safety and not jumping forward with that impulsiveness. You know, taking a more grounded approach. And that's not to say that this didn't hurt. It really did. And obviously it has had a lasting impact, this betrayal. But it is time for you to move forward. Now with a little bit more caution, but not to the point where you are isolating and you are overprotective. Just to the point where you know your own worth and you're holding on to it before you step forward and give it to anyone. Yeah, I think that is the gist of it. You're safe. You're safe to create the life you want. And you've gone through the karma. You've gone through the karma and you are now in control. You've mastered it. And you can move forward knowing with confidence that you will be met with love. And you can step into a more enthusiastic, generous space now. Because you know, ultimately, before you take a big risk and risk everything and you know, gamble it all, you are making sure that you are safe first. And then bottom of the deck for animal spirit, you got the tiger. So I think another card of just showing you that you are so strong because of what you've gone through. The tiger, I believe, also is like a maternal. Give me 1 second though, let me check out the guidebook. She's in here somewhere. Tiger, lunar force, ease and darkness, feminine energy. Yeah. You can step back into that feminine, giving, receptive energy because you have now mastered it. You've mastered it and you can create from it. And this is over. And it's not helping you to stay stuck looking at it, looking at what has ended, when there's all this potential for exploration and growth now with your new set of skills. So that is what I have for you. Let me get one more card. A final little message here. When you are kind to others, it not only changes you, it changes the world. So yeah, that feminine energy, that nurturance, that is your strength. You just need to know now that you are the first recipient of it. And you do need to make sure you are giving to yourself before you step into this energy of love and generosity and give it to others. So you are the most important person in your life, and you are the most important relationship in your life. And if you remember that, you are going to master this energy of giving and receiving. And you are so powerful, creative, wonderful. So don't forget that. And thank you for watching my reading, Pile 3. Hope to see you again. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, or subscribe, or all three. And yeah, if you enjoyed any of these decks, want to know a little bit more about them, they are all listed down below. And there are also links to some of my pages. I am not just a reader, I am also a deck creator. So I am in the process of making my first tarot deck, and it is collage based. It's not quite like this one, but I use a lot of collage decks in my readings because I love them, and I hope if you do love them too, please check out mine. It's called the Mythic Mashup Tarot. Again, it'll be listed below. There's also personal essays, playlists, meditations. If you're interested in tarot, you will probably find something that you enjoy. So please check it out, and I hope I see you again at the next one. So thank you, Pile 3. Best of luck. I love you.